Ooh, what's good, Commanders fans? And Victory Monday, Hail Mary Monday, DMV Miracle, Maryland Miracle, whatever you guys want to call it. Noah Brown, Hail Jaden, Hail Noah, whatever you guys want to call it. Happy Victory Monday, guys. Doesn't matter how you get it done, but Jaden got it done. The guys got it done. Noah Brown, heck of a catch. Shout out to Tyreek Stevenson for talking trash. And I want to give a quick shout out to BetUS. Make sure you guys check out BetUS. Sign up using BetUS using promo code YouTube150. Today's live stream is sponsored by BetUS. But shout out to Tyreek Stevenson for talking trash to the sideline, talking trash to the fans, then coming back into the play late and then tipping it up with my guy Zach Ertz. Basically an assist or a hockey pass or a volleyball hit to my guy Noah Brown, just casually sitting back there, just ready for it. I mean, way to put the game away. Dagger in the heart to finish the game that way. Jaden call game, walk off Hail Mary to end the game like that. The last play of the game to win the game like that, it was just insane. It was insane for me. I mean, to be 6-2. The last time we were 6-2 was 2008. The last time to be 4-0 at home is 2005. But to put the Bears away like that after all the trash talking the Bears were doing, Bears fans were doing about our guy Jaden Daniels making fake passing charts and all kinds of stuff. I mean, that was just in great fashion. Great fashion, man. We almost choked the game away though. We really did. So I know I saw some comments saying that, this was uh a solid win, but we almost took the game away. But a win is a win is a win in this league, man. And Jaden, yes, not only is he offensive rookie, he separated himself from Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams yesterday, he was seeing ghosts out there. He was struggling. He was seeing ghosts. Caleb Williams had 36 yards passing in the third quarter, and the Bears didn't deserve to win that game either. They ran a offensive tackle dive on the 1 yard line. That was disrespectful by them. They disrespected the game of football by playing around like that, basically thinking they had the fridge out there back from 1985, and he fumbled it. And they really didn't want to score on that last drive either. They threw a terrible fade. If Ben St. Juste didn't hold, it would have went. It would. I don't even think it was a catchable ball, to be honest with you. But hey, Jaden Houdini, Jaden Daniels, the franchise guy who's going to win another Rookie of the Week and the FedEx Aaron Brown Player of the Week. Jaden Houdini got it done, man. And he gave credit to the defense. He gave credit to the crowd, all the people that were there. I know some people left early and regret leaving early. I understand people were trying to beat the traffic and really thought it was done. But with 5, it's never done, man. You always got a chance with 5 back there, man. You always got a chance with Jaden Daniels back there, man. He was drifting to the right, then drifted to the left, stepped up in the pocket, and threw that thing down there, man. And you just never know what can happen, man. You never know what can happen. So I'm going to get to the comments, man. A lot to unpack here. I mean, I will do studs and duds. There weren't a lot of duds, but it was crazy because we had a lot of drops, too. Like, we had a lot of drops. We had a lot of penalties. We shot ourselves in the foot. Noah Brown had a terrible drop in the beginning, was it the second or third quarter? He had a really bad drop in the red zone. Zach Ertz, that was a tough catch to make, but that was a drop. A lot of people think it was a catch. I wouldn't be surprised if they would have called it a catch, but I'm then again, I'm not surprised they did not call it a catch. So we had a couple of drops. Austin Ekeler had a really bad drop in the red zone too. It wouldn't have been a touchdown, but with our, with the way we play, if Austin Ekeler would have caught the ball on that 3rd and goal, and he probably would have got it down to like the 4 or the 3rd yard line, you already know that we like to go for him 4 down. So let's say Austin Ekeler actually catches the football there, we might have went for him 4 down to score. So who knows on that? But there were a lot of plays where we shot ourselves in the foot, man. We shot ourselves in the foot. And Jaden did this with a bad rib, man. He did this with a bad rib, with bad ribs, went out there and threw that ball. And the way he was playing, man, he did some Houdini moves where he made TJ Edwards miss in a phone booth. He juked him out of shoes, made him touch the ground, touch the earth. And then also when the number 39 was behind him, he jumped in the air. And number 39 tried to tackle him. He wasn't able to get him. Then he threw a 60-yard bomb to Terry McLaurin down the field in the first half. Terry should have scored there, but it is what it is on that. So there was many opportunities that we had to score the football and get a touchdown, but we just didn't capitalize. A couple of ineligible men downfield. We were on our 3rd string left tackle. No Brandon Coleman, no Cornelius Lucas. Andrew Wiley was in and out of the game. Trent Scott was in the bowl game. He had a couple false starts. So, I mean, Jaden did it with all the adversity, all the during the week kind of stuff, with him not practicing and then him not going out there when the media was out there and didn't go out until the media left for the practice on Friday. But for him to go out there and get this done like that, man, a rookie quarterback. Zach Ertz said he's not a rookie. That's the way he looks at him, as not as a rookie. But man, I mean, that was like a movie. It really was. This whole week is like a movie. Like I said, going back and forth on Jaden playing or not, it was like a cinematic movie type of thing. It really was. And I hate to be so dramatic, but whatever. But that game last night was insane. The ending was insane. The city needs this, man. And Jaden said it himself, the city, the DMV, we need this bad, man. We haven't had this in years and years and years. It's about time. It's like, why not us, man? We have the magic on our side. And don't call it luck. I call it good fortune. I call it good fortune. I don't call it luck. I call it good fortune. When you put yourself in a situation, an opportunity to get things done, and the ball to roll your way. Sometimes good teams need things to roll their way. Sometimes they need good fortune, and we have a lot of good fortune right now. A lot of us is getting things done, but some of it, I think 99% of us is on us, and then maybe 1% of us is some fortune. It is some fortune there with that Hail Mary. But sometimes, like I said, when things are going your way, that's when you have good fortune. We put ourselves in good opportunities to have good fortune. So that's what I'll say on that. Some people calling it luck. I think it's just good fortune, honestly. That's what I call it. But all right, let's get to the comments here. But wow, I mean, I'm still in shock. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. I'm still in shock from it. It's still an out of body experience. I barely could sleep last night just thinking about the game. I mean, how could you not? Just looking at all the videos of Bears fans being upset and pissed off because they lost was hilarious. Looking at their reactions were hilarious. Looking at a lot of other people's reactions to the win at the stadium, at home, was just incredible. It really was. But all right, I do want to get to some comments. I know Monday Night Football is at 8:15. We got to see the Giants lose. We need to see the Steelers take care of business against the Giants because we play the Giants this week coming up on Sunday. Let's not sleep on the Giants. We know how Daniel Jones does against us. I know our defense is getting better and better. We're just a better team than them, but you just never know what happens in the NFC East. Kayvon Thibodeaux is out this week, so that will help. But we got to see what happens with Cornelius Lucas and the guys, and some guys help, Brandon Coleman and guys like that, because we may have to sign a left tackle. So keep your eyes on that, guys, for this week coming up. But as I always say with the pass rush, Jaden makes our offensive line really good. Our offensive line is good. But Jaden, he makes our offensive line even better. He pushes everybody, he makes everybody better because of his mobility and escapability. He really does. So I do want to get the comments here. We're just enjoying the wave, man. We're enjoying the wave. We're enjoying the ride. All right. Cap Regime says, first, what's up, man? What's going on, man? Thank you for coming into the chat. YT Rennie with the popcorn and fire emoji. Thank you for coming into the chat, man. Todd Labor says, hey, guys, good evening. How are you, HCTC? Todd Labor, hey, what's up, man? What's going on, Todd? What's up, man? Brian Hardy said, what's good, Commanders fans from Ed heading way different this year. Going to be a great stream. So, yeah, this is the 6th Victory Monday, guys, and there's going to be many, many more. I really feel like there's going to be a home playoff game this year. It's really looking that way. We are the second seed in the NFC East. We just got to take care of business the rest of the way. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but it really feels like we're going to have a home game, a home NFC, a home playoff game. That's what it's trending towards. So buckle up for that, guys. The crowd is going to be electric. It's going to be crazy if we get a home game at Northwest Stadium. It's going to be lit. I know the last time we did that was 2020, but no fans were there. That's the thing. So that was 4 years ago with the Heineke moment. But this year, I feel like we're going to have a home playoff game, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be lit. Tyler says, hey, Brian, how are you? What a finish last night. I was in my room in my apartment when it happened. I was screaming for joy, almost started to get teary. I would have finished. Where were you when it happened? See, that's how crazy it is. Like, this is a moment where you're going to look back at it really even 2 years from now, even a year from now, even days from now, or even now. And you're going to be like, where were you at this moment, man? And that's how monumental this moment is. It really is. You got to cherish this. It's almost like the miracle when Santana Moss had the 2 catches on Monday night against the Cowboys, or when Troy Vincent blocked the kick and Sean Taylor ran it back and got the face mask and put us in field goal range. We beat the Cowboys. I'm trying to think of some other miracle games that have happened in recent years for the Commanders. And it's like we're always on the wrong side of stuff like this, like when Jameis Winston threw that Hail Mary pass against us before halftime. I remember that. Like stuff like crazy stuff like that happens to us. So it's about time we ended up on the right side of fortune. and we deserve it. It's like, why not us? It's about time the Commanders get some good fortune. But yeah, this is a where were you type of moment. Where were you when this happened? I was at home, came home from the pumpkin patch with my kids and my wife, and we were watching the game, and I couldn't believe it happened. I really couldn't believe it happened. Like, we were winning the game the whole time. Like I said, we deserved to win that game. And if the Bears would have pulled that out, it would have been a nasty, ugly game from Caleb, because Caleb was awful the whole game. Caleb Williams was really bad. He was really awful. And Jaden was the better quarterback that day. He really was. With or without the Hail Mary, Jaden was the better quarterback last night. He really was. Caleb was so bad. We had him seeing ghosts out there. We really did. We had him seeing ghosts. There was a screen pass that Caleb Williams had. He just threw it over somebody's head. I think it was either DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, or Rome Odunze, one of those. He was just so shook and jittery out there. He was missing guys. 36 yards in the third quarter. Like I said, I don't want to bag on the guy because, he's from the DMV, went to Gonzaga, but it is what it is. And shout out to Joe Witt Jr., shout out to the defensive line. Shout out to Deron Payne, Johnny Newton, Johnny Jerzon Newton, Cleveland Farrell. Even Jalen Holmes got a sack. He's from Norfolk. He got in the mix and got a sack. Frankie Louvu, Bobby, Quan Martin, guys like that stepped up yesterday. I thought the defense as a whole did a good job. Other than the Ben St. Juice pass interference, even the run that DeAndre Swift had, they missed a holding penalty, but it is what it is on that. I know people are saying that we held on the Hail Mary, but nobody's going to call a hold on the last play of the game. Like, that's just not going to happen. That would just ruin the game of football, in my opinion. I know a hold is a hold is a hold, but there's no way you could take that back. There's no way you could just call holding on that last and final play and negate that, because that was good for the league, honestly. Like, the NFL is enjoying that. That's good for the league, seriously. That play has been played everywhere, all over the world. So that play was good for football, honestly. It really was. Now, I did hear that somebody said that Tony Romo said to put Marcus Mariota in the game, and that's just hilarious. That is hilarious. He said put Marcus Mariota in for the Hail Mary. Thank goodness nobody listens to Tony Romo. Thank goodness for that. Command the room. Thank you for the donation. He says, Ed, RFK never rocked like Northwest Stadium did last night. 5-17 lit up. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. I mean, to hear that, we know how RFK used to get with the stadium going up and down and whatnot, but for it to go crazy like that in Northwest Stadium, I mean, you just feel the energy. You feel the energy just watching it. You look at Dan Quinn grabbing his hat and him and Frankie Louvu hugging. And then Tavita Pritchard ran up to Trent Scott. Trent Scott bodied him, and Tavita Pritchard fell. Noah Brown, he was just trying to stay cool, calm, and collected. Jaden Daniels was doing this to the Bears sideline, telling them to be quiet and silencing them. I mean, it was just electric. And then I think Adam Peters and Dan Quinn, they hugged, they embraced. Terry was lit. I mean, it was just a crazy moment. I mean, just watching the clip, Zach Ertz going up to Jaden Daniels, hyping him up. I mean, it was just a crazy moment to just see the vision that the camera people had on the field. I mean, it was just electric. It really was. It was electric. It was an electrical moment, and this will go down for years. Like I said, I think they're going to put that football in either the Hall of Fame or something like that, because they put the football that Jaden threw to Terry for the touchdown against the Bengals on Monday Night Football to put the game away. Another dagger, another clutch play by Jaden Daniels. They put that ball in the Hall of Fame. So I don't know if Jaden Daniels wants to take that ball home, or Noah Brown take that ball home and just hang it up in their house, in their trophy room or something like that, just for that moment forever. I mean, that's something that they may do. But to hear that it was rocking more than Northwest Stadium, that's how you know this fan base, man. We have such a strong fan base, and it's about time we got a good team, and we have a quarterback. We have a franchise guy that we can root for and get behind for sure. We always get behind this team anyway. Win, lose, or draw. I mean, we've been behind this team for the last, myself for being alive. But I know you guys have been behind this team for the last 40, 50 years and seen it all, So it's about time, guys. It's about time. But to hear that Northwest Stadium was rocking more than RFK ever did, it's hard to believe, but I believe you. I hear you. For something like that to happen, a miracle, a Hail Mary, a walk-off Hail Mary against the Bears, against a solid team with a winning record that was talking trash all week, making a fake passing charts on Jaden Daniels, making a fake stats, fake analytics on Jaden Daniels, anything to put Jaden Daniels down. The Bears fans did it. They talked trash. They threw dirt on him. But they knew deep down inside that Jaden Daniels is the better quarterback. And they know that. They know they're just having PTSD from drafted Mitchell Trubisky over Pat Mahomes, and they feel like it's the same thing over again. And it very well could be. It very well could be. I don't think Caleb's going to be as bad as Mitchell Trubisky, but I do think we got the better quarterback. I think we got the better quarterback at number 2. I really do. I believe that 100%. I really do. But Commander Room, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Ben Den says Jaden already better at Hail Marys than Aaron Rodgers. You might be right, man. You might be right. It's not always about throwing the ball into all the way into the back of the end zone or whatever, but he threw it right, man. And they practiced that. Like Dan Quinn said they practiced it. Zach Ertz said they practiced it. Noah Brown said they practiced it. So this is not like some type of fluke thing. I know if they tried it 10 times, I mean, maybe it might be 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 that it works, but this is something that they practice. I mean, Noah Brown standing back there was clearly strategic. That's not just like, oh, I'm going to just stand back there. You know, they didn't play backyard football. It kind of was backyard footballish because I said that yesterday, but I take it back. So it was strategic. Now, Zach Ertz hit it up in the air. You just don't know. It could have when he hit it, it could have gone anywhere. But it was perfectly executed. Tyreek Stevenson, his silly self, he helped out with that too for the Bears, and I know they're going to reprimand him, and he got cooked by Terry anyway, so he had a rough day. And there was a clip of Tyreek Stevenson taking a bet with a Commanders fan before the game. I don't know how legal that is. I got to listen to the clip of that. But, I mean, wow, for it to end up like that, like I said, like Dan Quinn said it was something that they practiced. Noah Brown said it's something that they practiced, and Noah Brown strategically was in the perfect spot at the perfect time and redeemed himself from that drop that he had in the second or third quarter. That was awful. Just Call Me 918 says the Jaden Brown touchdown was awesome. We're getting a home game versus the Packers. I can see that. I remember we had a home game against the Packers back in 2016 when we had Kirk Cousins, so I can see something similar to that. That would be a good matchup. Jaden Daniels versus Jordan Love. I can see that. That would be a good matchup. That would be a fun matchup against a good team in the Packers with Josh Jacobs and Jaden Reed and those guys, Christian Watson and Dontavian Wicks. They have a good team. They have a really good team. They have a darn good team. So I could definitely say that. But I highly, highly believe that we're going to get a home game, a playoff home game this year for sure. And the place is going to be electric. It's going to be electric. I definitely going to try my best to get some tickets to that for sure. It's going to be lit, though. It's going to be lit. Brian Harden already read that comment. 50% pain says, remember when people thought Zach Ertz was a bad signing? Yeah, I was lukewarm to it. I was lukewarm to the signing. I wasn't like super hyped about it. I was like, okay, we just released Logan Thomas. So you're getting another guy that's around 32, 33, 34, whatever age Zach Ertz is. Zach Ertz has been in the league for years and years and years. But he has the familiarity with Cliff Kingsbury, so it made sense. And he's had a really good connection with Jaden Daniels. He's made some tough catches. He had 7 catches for 75 yards yesterday, I believe. Excuse me. Yeah, he had 7 catches for 77 yards yesterday. Almost had the touchdown. He had 11 targets, so he was 7 for 11, so which is not bad. Jaden, you can see the ribs kind of were not 100%. Because of some of the throws that he had to Zach Ertz. Like he missed one to Zach Ertz. It was a tough throw. Like Jalen Johnson was right there. But he did miss Zach Ertz a little bit. He threw a little too high on like a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 7. There were some plays I will talk about real quick that I did not like with Cliff. So the 3rd and 2 that Montez Sweat did, the horse collar or hip drop or whatever you guys want to call it. I didn't like that play. I thought it was a little too cute. Could we have ran the ball on 3rd and 2 because we're a running team? That's our identity. Possibly. But he did like an outside play, a rollout to Jaden just didn't work. I feel like there was another play that Cliff ran that I didn't like. But also Eckler with that terrible drop. I mean, Cliff is way better than Shane Waldron. That's not saying much. The offense coordinator for the Bears, and it's so crazy because the Bears interviewed Cliff Kingsbury, but they decided not to go with Cliff Kingsbury. So shout out to the Bears for not hiring Cliff Kingsbury because now he's here and Cliff is balling. But I thought the play calling was okay, but we just didn't execute with the drops. We got to work on the illegal man downfield plays because Allegretti got one, Sam Cosmi got one. This is not the first time that has happened this season. We got to finish in the red zone. That's the thing here. We got to finish in the red zone. If we're going to be the Giants, which we will, we got to clean up the red zone woes. So that's one thing I will say about yesterday. We got to clean up the red zone woes for sure. But other than that, the offense was okay, and then we just couldn't connect in that second half. I thought Jane was a little off, and then some of the play calling was a little iffy here and there. We really couldn't get in the rhythm. And then a lot of people are debating, should we have gone for it on fourth down when Jaden ran it was like a second and 7 or something like that. It might have been second and 9. And he ran for 8 yards and he put the ball over, and he wasn't there. I really thought he got it, or was very close to it. They brought the chain gang out. The ball wasn't there. It was like 4th and inches. Should they have gone for it? Now, we were in our own territory. We were basically on our own 20-yard line or something, like 2019 yard line. Now, I wasn't mad that we punted it because Caleb was so off and our defense was doing such a good job getting stops. Now, the only reason why you would go for it is because our offense was struggling. We needed to keep the ball away and just let the clock run if we did convert. So instead of giving the ball back, because the Bears were getting some type of momentum. That was after they fumbled on the 1-yard line. So that's the debate. Should we have gone for it? Right. And if we didn't get it, they could score quick. The Bears would score quickly. We would get the ball back. So that's the argument for going for it. And if you got it, you just got it. If you didn't get it, they would have had it in our territory. They would have scored quickly. Instead, we decided to punt it. They had 4 minutes left. They basically drained the clock down to 20 minutes or to 2 minutes, or no, I'm sorry, 20 seconds left. I think we got the ball with like 23 seconds left. That last possession for the Hail Mary, I think we got the ball with like 23 seconds left. So we barely didn't have much time left at all. So that's the debate. Should we have just gone for it instead? Yeah, we got the ball with 25 seconds left. Should we have just gone for it on that 4th and inches and just tried to go for it? And if we didn't get it, they would have just scored quickly and we would have just been able to get a field goal because we were down 12-15. So that's kind of the debate and the analytical debate there on Dan Quinn. So other than that, I thought we did a good job. Now, we did have some miscommunication. There was one time where we did a motion and they called a penalty because I think either Austin Eckler was motion or something like that. There was one time where they snapped it to Jaden and Jaden wasn't ready for it. Like, guys were still running around back and forth. So those are some of the things we really, really have to clean up, guys. We got to clean that up next week against the Giants, who are an inferior team, but we cannot make mistakes against an NFC East opponent. So those are some of the things that I was looking at that we do need to clean up and improve on. But you look at Jaden's numbers once again. I'm going to go over some PFF stats here as well, because Johnny Newton he was the best. He was the highest PFF graded player on the team with like an 89.8. Something like that. Johnny Newton has arrived. He's balling. He's playing really well. Dan Quinn shouted him out. Johnny Newton has arrived, once, like I said, and he looks like he's gonna be a big part of the future, man. He really is. He looks like he's gonna be a big part of the future. It looks like he was a second round steal. He was supposed to be a first round pick. He was Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. A lot of teams passed on him because of the foot injury, and then he had another foot injury after we drafted him, or he had foot surgery. But if he plays like that, a man possessed, a man with his hair on fire, picking up a fumble, getting a sack, which they called a tackle for loss, but he got a sack. He was stopping and run. Getting pressure on Caleb. He had a 31.3 pass rush win rate. How many pressures did he have out there yesterday? He had 7 pressures, which is a career high so far. 90.9 pass rush grade from Johnny Newton. I mean, he's a baller. He is he's the now and the future. And he's going to get better and better and better, which is a scary sight for the rest of the league and a scary sight for the rest of the NFC East as well, because we got a guy in Johnny Newton. He was going to be our secret weapon as a rotational guy, but now since Jonathan Allen is out for the rest of the season, he has a bigger role now, and I think he's just going to get better and better each game. So the sky's the limit with Johnny Newton. I think he plays really well. I think he's starting to play really well next to Daron Payne too. So Johnny Newton, man, I think he's going to be a darn good player in this league for sure. But to get back to the Zach Ertz signing, yes, I think it was a solid signing for sure. Zach Ertz had a good game. I'm pretty sure pure PFF, he had a really high grade too. I'm going to look it up real quick. I think he was one of the top 5 guys. Yeah, he had a 75.7 PFF grade. Brian Roberts had a 72.1. Jaden Daniels had an 80.8. So Zach Ertz was number 2 on the per PFF, the highest grade for our offensive unit. And then per Next Gen Stats on the Hail Mary, Jaden Daniels scrambled 40.7 yards before letting go of the pass, the 3rd most scramble yards on a touchdown in the NGS era since 2016. The ball traveled 64 yards in the air before being tipped then travel 4 more yards into the hands of Noah Brown. So it feels like every week, every game, we're just breaking a record. We really are. We're just setting history, setting new records, just moving the goalposts every week, guys, every week. And then also, yesterday's victory was the first time Washington has won a game with a touchdown on the final play of regulation since at least the 1970 merger. So stuff like that, man. That's what we're doing. We got a top 3 scoring offense in the league. I mean, we're just breaking records and just setting records basically every game, setting history every game. Washington's 4-0 at home for the first time since 2005 is 6-2 to start the season since 2008. I talked about that already. But just something different every day, guys. Something different every day. Nectar says, "Yo, everyone, make sure to like the stream as you enter." Yes, thank you, Nectar, for that. Thank you. Make sure you guys like and subscribe as always. Hit the notification bell as well. Let me get some more comments here. I know a lot of comments are coming in. Brian Harden says 6-2. 50% Pain says we finally #took command. Yeah, a lot of people are liking the name Commanders now. A lot of people are liking it now. A lot of people getting the jerseys. Jayden Daniels probably has the #1 selling jersey at this point. I saw some people go to Fanatics right after the game get Jayden Daniels jerseys. I'm about to get a Jayden Daniels jersey for sure. Definitely gonna get one for my kids too. Ben Den said Tyrese got karma'd. Heem says I was at the game right behind the end zone. Still can't believe it. I still can't believe I witnessed that. Yes, I mean you witnessed something that, like I said, is going to go down in the history books of not just for us, but the whole NFL. For something like that to happen, I mean, a Hail Mary has a 9% chance to happen, a 9% success rate. I know Aaron Rodgers he just did it last week or 2 weeks ago with Alan Lazard, but still, I mean, like it's the odds of a Hail Mary being complete is not very high, and we all know that. So just a dramatic fashion for it to happen that way is just insane. It really is. Johnny No Finger says, "What a time to be a Redskins fan." I mean, a Skins fan. Yes, a Skins fan. Skins fan. #HTT. What a time! What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive. It's fun to be a Commanders fan. It's fun to be a Commanders fan. It's about darn time. It's about darn time, and we got a quarterback. We got a franchise guy. Jason Meyer says, "Let's go Commanders." Commander Joe says, "Anybody, anytime, anywhere. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it, man. They don't want this smoke, man. Bears fans, they don't want the smoke. The Bears didn't want that smoke. They did not want that smoke. I'm telling you." Ben Din says, "Give James the MVP at this point." Yeah, I mean, hey, it's really between him and Lamar. I mean, Pat Mahomes he's not having a great season. Like, I know Pat Mahomes is always going to be up there. Sam Darnold was having a really good season. Like, when they were undefeated at the start, he's kind of tailed off a little bit, but he's still having a good season. So he's in the conversation. Josh Allen is in the conversation. CJ Stroud a little bit, but Jayden Daniels, excuse me, especially after that game, he should definitely be a top 5 candidate for sure. Like, seriously, to be 6-2, win Offensive Rookie of the Week 4, 5, 6 times already this week, to win NFC Player of the Week against the Bengals, and just to elevate this franchise. We're about to have almost double the wins that we had last year. We had 4 wins last year, so 6 wins already in a span of 8 games is just insane. To go from where we were last year to this year, and we know why. There's a lot of factors into it, but the common denominator, or the main reason why, is because of JD5, Jayden Daniels. And you can see the locker room believes it, man. Sam Cosmi came into the camera. He was like, "This is because of 5, man. Anything can happen with 5." I think it was either Cleveland Farrell who said anything can happen with 5. Sam Cosmi was like, "Man, I love 5. I love 5." So, I mean, the team, they believe in the quarterback. They believe in each other. I know it sounds corny sometimes in a Disney movie, but the guys have been saying a brotherhood. Even Marcus Mariota, when he came in last week, he was like, "Hey, things are different here. Things are different than every place that he's been." And all the players are saying that. Not just Marcus Mariota said it, but other guys are saying it. Everybody's bought in. Everybody's bought into the culture. And that's the thing about the trade deadline, too, is you have to be very particular of who you trade for with this trade deadline coming up. You got to get a guy. Of course, you want to trade for talent, but you want to trade for somebody that fits the culture and fits the chemistry right now and just fits the attitude of the team. You look at Terry yelling at Tyreek Stevens, saying, "You ain't, you know what?" He said, "You ain't shiggity," talking from the sideline, yelling at Tyreek Stevenson. And Tyreek Stevens ended up getting the penalty because Sam Cosmi wasn't taking no mess either. Sam Cosmi got up in Tyreek Stevenson's face after Tyreek Stevenson got up in Terry's face, and then Tyreek Stevenson ended up getting that penalty. So right now we have a great group of guys that have each other's back, that will fight for each other right now. So that's just the energy and the vibes that we got right now. It really is. It's the vibes that we got. But all right, I do want to get to some of the Bet US picks, guys. So let's get to some of the Bet US picks for the weekend from the game yesterday. I do want to do that real quick here. So some of the picks that we had, I know I had the Commanders money line. Hold on for one. I know I had Commanders money line, and that was on Friday. I gave out Bears money line. I mean, I'm sorry, not Bears money. I gave out Commanders money line. I gave out us money line. We were plus 125 on Friday. We were underdogs before they announced that Jaden Daniels was going to play. So I did give that to you guys. I did say DeAndre Swift over rushing yards. That did hit. But once again, with Bet US, make sure you guys use promo code YouTube150. First time users, you get 150% deposit match, sign up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit, and then on your second and third deposit, you get 125% sign up bonus on your second and third deposits up to $2,000 using promo code YouTube150. But I do want to go over some of the plays for the weekend. Money line hit for the Commanders. DeAndre Swift rushing yards hit. DJ Moore receiving yards. I did give you guys that play that went under. DJ Moore anytime touchdown score that went under. DeAndre Swift anytime touchdown score that did hit. On our side, I didn't give out any plays for our sides or any player props for our side because I just didn't know if Jaden was going to play yet. When I made the preview video on Friday when I gave out the picks, it was right around the time. It was right after Jaden practiced and he smiled during the interviews and whatnot. But they of course they didn't announce whether he was going to play or not. So of course the books, they didn't adjust yet until really Sunday morning when Adam Schefter came up with the news. And then I think we were the favorites after they came up with the news that Jaden Daniels was starting. But I do want to give out some other props here for you guys. Zach Ertz, I feel like I gave you guys that play to get the over receiving yards on Zach Ertz. I would have gave you guys that, and then Terry McLaurin the over on that too. B-Rob didn't get in the end zone, which is surprising. He usually gets a touchdown, but I think he will get a touchdown against the Giants on Sunday. So that's my early pick for the Giants on Bet US. For the Giants game on Bet US is take an anytime touchdown score for Brian Robinson, because every time he doesn't score, he comes back and scores the next week. So he's going to get into the end zone against the Giants for sure. And then Bet US, they have this most impactful injury in the NFC East. I think we know that question. And Jaden Daniels is back anyway, so that's good news. Michael Parsons was on his own podcast. Him and Darius Slay were talking about how good the Hail Mary was. So I'm definitely going to react to that. Michael Parsons and I'm sorry, not Michael Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. Speaking of Dallas, Trayvon Diggs was about to fight a reporter. He was arguing with a reporter. That's how bad it's gotten in Dallas. Like Jerry Jones is losing his mind. He's already lost his mind anyway. But I mean, now you got Trayvon Diggs going back and forth with a reporter right after the game. He's going back and forth with a reporter. Like Trayvon Diggs didn't even get to the locker room yet. He's already looking at a tweet from a reporter. Like, why are you on Twitter already after the game? And then you're going after a reporter right after you lose. So that just shows you the dysfunction of the Cowboys at this point. You got Jerry Jones going on the radio trying to fire a radio host because the radio hosts are asking him real questions and he has no answer. He's saying that they should have signed Derrick Henry, but they were too cheap to do it. And Derrick Henry's having a heck of a season so far. I mean, Jerry Jones is just lost, and I love it. I mean, you love seeing the dysfunction with the Cowboys and the and other teams right now at this point. But this is the NFC East schedule, guys. So this is before we went to 6-2, clearly, as you see. But I mean, the odds, we got to see the odds, and then I do want to look at this Offensive Rookie of the Year odds. I know it's not the same anymore, but this is what it was. Like, this is what it was before the season started. Like, Caleb Williams was the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. Jaden Daniels was plus 500 to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Look at him now. Look at us now. Look at us now, man. And now he's the favorite by far. to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. If you would have took Jayden Daniels plus 500 to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, I mean, you would have cashed in, man, for sure. It's not over yet, but it is over. But I mean, my goodness, a plus 500, that was a heck of a wager if you did that. And look at Drake May, he's at plus 1400. Drake May got injured, guys. I know everybody's always concerned about our guy getting injured, but the prototypical pocket passer and Drake May got injured, and he had to leave the game, guys. So I know everybody's like concerned about Jayden Daniels getting hurt and stuff like that. Jason McCarthy out for the season. Drake May injured, and our guy, he played through it. So I mean, hey, just keep good energy on Jayden in his ribs for sure, though. For sure. So as always, like I said, make sure you guys check out BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150. 150% sign up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit on BetUS. All right, guys. Let me pick up where we left off. The game starts at 8:15. The Giants game starts at 8:15. So, and then for the Giants game, I got who do I have tonight? I have Pat Freiermuth getting the over on his receiving yards, the tight end, because it's still National Tight End Weekend. Like, it was National Tight End Day yesterday. Zach Ertz had a good game. Like, so many tight ends had good games yesterday because of National Tight End Day. Like, Kyle Pitts had 2 anytime touchdowns. Cade Otton had 2 touchdowns. George Kittle scored a touchdown. Travis Kelce scored a touchdown. Who else scored a touchdown? David Njoku scored a touchdown. Like, Dalton Kincaid scored a touchdown. Any tight end you can think of scored a touchdown. So if you did like a parlay with basically all the tight ends, Tucker Kraft from the Packers scored a touchdown. Evan Ingram scored a touchdown. Any tight end you can think of yesterday scored a touchdown. Any tight end. So tonight, I think Pat Freiermuth for the Steelers will have a good game. And then take a look at Theo Johnson for the Giants. His yards and receptions. I would take a look at that too, because I think it's still kind of technically national. Travis Kelce scored a touchdown. George Kittle scored a touchdown too. So those are my early wagers, or late wagers for the Giants game tonight. And then I would take a look at Najee Harris rushing yards. Najee Harris should have a good game tonight against the Giants. I got the Steelers winning too. I don't trust Russell Wilson. So these are the 2 teams that we're going to play back-to-back tonight, playing on Monday Night Football. So we're going to be doing our scouting. We got to keep our scouting eyes on tonight, watching the Giants and the Steelers, because we play the Giants next, and I think after that we play the Steelers. So it's ironic that they're not really ironic, but it's funny that the teams that we're going to play next are the 2 teams that are playing tonight on Monday Night Football. And then some of our games are going to get flex, guys. Like, more of these games are going to be flex, because we played a 4:25 game. It was supposed to be at 1 o'clock originally, but I got flex. So later down the line, more games that go along, we're going to get flexed even more, guys, which is going to be fun. I like that 4 o'clock start. I know we played the Eagles on Thursday night, but I think the Steelers game is going to get flexed. So take a look out for that, guys. I think the Steelers game is going to be flexed. That's my prediction, is that they will flex the Steelers game in 2 weeks. They may not. Don't be surprised, but I think that's something they may do. They may do that. Two teams with winning records going up against each other on. I think it's going to be on CBS again, if I'm not mistaken. Ronald Hodge II says, "What a great ending for our team." Yes, we deserve that, guys. We deserve that. I mean, a miracle, DMV miracle, Maryland miracle. I heard there was a light show during the game too, which was just incredible as well. I mean, that's stuff that we haven't seen during the game and stuff like that. But I mean, what a great ending for the team to end the game like that with a walk-off dagger, Jaden Cole game, putting the game away. He's him. He's him. Jayden Daniels is him. He is that guy. He's that guy. He's that guy, pal. He's that guy. Mr. Cool says, "I was excited about the Hail Mary, but this was not a good game. It should not have come down to a Hail Mary." And Mr. Cool, you're right, man. You're right. You are correct. I don't disagree with your take on this. I mean, if you look at the stats, I mean, the stats don't always tell the story, but if you look at the team stats, okay? So Caleb Williams finished the game. He was third down defense. Like, and this is a testament of how our defense has really improved over the last couple of weeks, guys. I get it. It was against Andy Dalton that we cooked him. Deshaun Watson is awful. I get it that our defense improved against some bad defenses, but this was against a team that had a winning record, and a lot of trash was talked by Bears fans. And we did a great job on their rookie quarterback that is supposed to be the next big thing. He's supposed to be the next Pat Mahomes. Caleb Williams is supposed to be generational, all that stuff. We basically, for the most part, had a generational talent seeing ghosts. We had Caleb Williams out there seeing ghosts. He was jittery. He was happy in the pocket. He thought this was USC. He was running backwards and running around and running around. Sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't. But we held the Bears to 2 for 12 on third downs. Like, if you hold a team to 2 for 12 on third downs, you should win that game. No ifs, ands, and buts. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you hold a team to 2 for 12 on third downs and 0 for 1 on fourth down, you should win that game. And then the fourth down, like Ben St. Juice, I know everybody rags on Ben St. Juice, but that was a big tackle by him on that 4th and 1. They threw the screen pass to DJ Moore. That was a heck of a tackle by him. Frankie Louvu did come in and help, which was a big play by Frankie Louvu as well. But I do give a little bit of credit to Ben St. Juice. So I do want to get to the PFF grades here real quick before the game starts. I do want to see what Ben St. Juice's grade was. So he ended up with a 59.3 PFF grade, which is not awful. We've seen worse. Like Emmanuel Forbes has had some really, really bad grades. Emmanuel Forbes has been like in the 30s at times. So Ben St. Juice was nowhere near like a 30. Like if you look at Ben St. the totality of the game, because I know everybody's ragging on Ben St. Juice because of the pass interference, which was bad. But for the majority of the game, Ben St. Juice, we didn't see him get cooked, pass interference, none of that. Like I thought the defense as a whole did a really good job for about 45 minutes of the game. 45 minutes out of a 60-minute game, I thought the defense did a really good job. Excuse me. Johnny Newton, 89.2. Jeremy Chin, 73.4 PFF grade. Cleveland Farrell, 70.9 PFF grade. Percy Butler, 65.7. Frankie Louvu, 62.9. Dorrance Armstrong, 62.0. F.A. Obata with a 60.5. Michael Walker, special teams guy, with a 60. Ben St. Juice with a 59.3. Dante Fowler didn't have a dominant game like he did last week, but other guys stepped up, like Jalen Holmes. Dante Fowler had a 58.3. Jalen Holmes with a 57.8. Bobby Wagner with a 55.6. Mikey Sanders still with a 53.8. Noah Igbinoghene, 50.9. Excuse me. Deron Payne, 47.9 PFF grade. So he didn't grade well, but I thought Deron Payne was getting pressure on Caleb Williams. So like I said, you can't always base everything off PFF. Emmanuel Forbes with a 44.7 PFF grade, which is kind of what he's been doing like the whole year. Sheldon Day with a 42.1. Sheldon Day was a guy that we elevated from the practice squad because of Jonathan Allen being injured for the season. And then Quan Martin with a 41.7. Quan Martin got hurdled by DeAndre Swift. That was a crazy hurdle play by DeAndre Swift. I have to give DeAndre Swift credit for that. Like I said, the Bears are a talented team. They got a lot of guys. They got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett. Like they're a very talented team. And if this was week 1 or week 2, then Caleb Williams probably would have had a good game against our defense. That our defense week 1 and week 2 or week 3. Weeks 1 and 2 and 3. The first 3 weeks were awful. You know, Daniel Jones had a day. Joe Burrow had a heck of a day. Ja'Marr Chase had 2 touchdowns. And then week 1, we just couldn't tackle. The tackling has been so much better. Communication is so much better. Wrapping up. I think the defensive line is communicating well and playing as one, playing in sync. So the Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu, they played with their hair on fire. Jeremy Chin has improved. Mikey Sanders still is getting better each game. Noah Igbinoghene is getting more snaps. Michael Davis is on the bench. So I think it took some time for Joe Witt Jr. to figure it out and get used to his personnel. But the defense is improving. They really are. Because if this was week 1 or week 2, then DJ Moore probably would have went crazy. We did a good job on DJ Moore. We did a good job with Keenan Allen. So I think the defense as a whole did a solid job. So I don't really have many duds for the defense. I think the only dud, if you want to point out a dud, was the one play by Ben St. Juice and then the run defense. But even on the DeAndre Swift touchdown run, you can say number 72 was holding, and he basically tackled Quan Martin and took him out of the game. I mean, that was just ridiculous by number 72. And the refs, of course, did not call that. But it is what it is on that. We ended up getting the dub. And yes, command the room. The Bears defense, they do have a good defense. They have a good defense. Montez Sweat, Montez Sweat got injured. He wasn't in on the last play, but who cares? Jaden Dales had a nice run to the outside where Montez Sweat was not able to catch him on a first down run. Jalen Johnson's a good player. Who else did they got? They had 2 guys that were out though, that were injured. But yes, they do it. They TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds. They do have a good defense. They take the football away. We didn't turn the ball over not one time. And the Bears take the ball away a lot. They force turnovers. They forced a lot of turnovers. We didn't turn the ball over at not one time against the Bears. So offensive PFF grades real quick, and then I'm gonna finish up with comments, and then we'll get to the Giants game. I'm about to turn the Giants game. The Wizards are playing right now too, so I gotta watch that as well. There's a lot of sports on. I think there's hockey on tonight, football on tonight, basketball. I mean, like every sport is on right now. I believe there's college football, so it's just insane. This is like the perfect time of the year, guys. It really is. This is just beautiful, and the most fun part about it is that our team is good. So it's fun to watch other teams now because our team is good. Sometimes, like when your team is trash, like we've been. Sometimes there's some days where it's just like, man, I don't even want to watch the other guys play or other teams play because I'm just so disappointed in what my team just did. I don't even want to watch anymore. So I'm just done for the day. But now, since we're winning, I'm like, yeah, I want to watch every game. I'm locked in. I'm about to scout this Giants versus Steelers game and lock in, take notes and everything for our opponents for the next 2 weeks. But what was I looking for here? I got off track and off subject. The PFF grades. Yes, the PFF grades for the offense. I do want to talk about that real quick. Big Nature, what's up, man? Thank you for the donation. He says, "What's up? What up, Ed? I want your early projections for the Steelers game. I know it's 2 weeks away, but what's your Big Nature, man? It's too early, man. It's too early, man. It really is. It is. It's very early for that. But I do want to watch this game. Of course, I'm gonna watch it anyway. But now, since these are the next two teams we're going to be playing, we're really going to be watching these games. Russell Wilson, I really think Russell Wilson is awful. I really do. I think he's a terrible quarterback at this point. I don't think he's the same guy that he was. I think he's washed. I think he's kind of Donovan McNabb light of when Donovan McNabb came here, and then when Donovan McNabb played with the Vikings. Excuse me. Russell Wilson was so bad last year with the Broncos. Like he was a little bit better with the Broncos. We beat Russell Wilson with Sam Howell last year, so I feel like we should be able to do that again. Now I get it; it's a different team, different defense. T.J. Watt, different coaching staff and whatnot, different players. They do have George Pickens. They do have Calvin Austin. They do have Najee Harris. Excuse me. They do have Pat Freiermuth. So we're going up against another team that has weapons. They do have weapons. They do have a good team. George Pickens is concerning. Ben St. Juice, I think that's a better matchup for Ben St. Juice, though, against George Pickens. I'm not going to say Ben St. Juice is going to do well against George Pickens, but I do think it's a matchup where Ben St. Juice does better, if you guys understand what I'm saying. Like Ben St. Juice versus Zay Flowers, and who else is like a quick speed receiver? I'm trying to think who else. Like, obviously Tyreek Hill is a mismatch for everybody, but Zay Flowers, Tyreek Hill, Tank Dell, like those little jittery, shifty receivers. Ben St. Juice really struggles against this. Chris Godwin, guys like that can really make guys miss and get open. Those are mismatches for Ben St. Juice. He does not have the foot speed for those guys, or even like Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants. Like that's a mismatch. But I think George Pickens, who's not known for his speed, I think that's a solid matchup for Ben St. Juice. I mean, you still may want to put Noah I on George Pickens and do that instead. I mean, we don't really have a corner that can just sit down and lock down anybody anyway. But that's just the matchup I'm looking at. George Pickens, how did they handle George Pickens? And they got to slow down the run game against the Steelers. I know it's 2 weeks away, so it's just crazy to talk about it. But I know we're excited. I know you're excited, Big Nature. Yeah, it's a big game. I think it's a home game, too, which is going to be fun. The Steelers, I think the last time they came here, I'm trying to remember the last time they came here and what happened. I know the game with Antonio Brown where he was like twerking on Monday Night Football. But Russell Wilson, we do a good job against Russell Wilson. We beat Russell Wilson when he was with the Broncos. We beat Russell Wilson when he was with the Seahawks on Monday Night Football. When Joey Sly got injured, we didn't have a kicker for that game for the majority of the game. And we beat Russell Wilson 17-15. We beat Russell Wilson back when Kirk Cousins was here, when we barely had a healthy offensive lineman in Seattle. That was like Josh Doxson's catch. That was like the catch of his career in that game. That was the game where it was a bad snap and the ball went up in the air, and Kirk Cousins just handed it to the running back. Excuse me. And what was I going to say? And we beat the Seahawks in a hostile environment in Seattle. So we fared pretty well against Russell Wilson for the most part. So I really think it's a game that we can win, but it's going to be a tough grinded out game, of course, because it's the Steelers. They play physical football. We're going to need all our offensive line healthy for the game with T.J. Watt. They have a darn good pass rush, so it's going to be a game one of the trenches. We got to really slow down Najee Harris. So Jalen Warren is a good running back too. So the Steelers, they got some horses. They do. They got a lot of talent. But I just think Russell Wilson, if you can get pressure on him and rattle him and try to make him play hero ball, like we made Caleb Williams play hero ball, you can get Russell Wilson to make some mistakes. You really do. Because Russell Wilson, if you watched the game against the Jets last week, Russell Wilson was getting booed. He was getting booed off the field before he threw that pass to George Pickens, where George Pickens barely caught the football. That was a crazy catch by George Pickens. But I think we can get a couple sacks on Russell Wilson. I really do. I believe that. So yeah, we play Pittsburgh at home, 1:00. I think that game may be flexed. I think that's a flexible game if I'm not mistaken. The lowest ticket for that game was $219. $219. That's the lowest ticket right now. Going for the Steelers game at Northwest Stadium right now is $219. That's how you know we're good, guys. The lowest ticket for the Dallas game right now, I'm looking at ESPN. I got to go on StubHub and SeatGeek and stuff like that. But right now, the lowest ticket for the Dallas game, November 24th, is $227 right now at this point. So the ticket prices, I mean, the better you get, guys, the better we get, the more the ticket prices are going to be. That's just what it is right now at this point. But let me know, Big Nature, if you're going. It sounds like you're excited for the game to the point that you're going. So Big Nature, let me know if you're going to that Steelers game in 2 weeks. That's going to be another fun game. So I'm excited for that too. YT Rennie, he says, when we going live with channel members again? So we're gonna do that soon, guys. We're gonna do that soon. Me, Louis, Rio, and Street Scores. We're gonna be going soon. We're gonna be going live very, very soon again. I think this week, either Tuesday or Wednesday night, we're gonna be going live. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun, especially after a win. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be lit for sure. It's gonna be lit. Yeah, I agree with you, YT Rennie. I would actually be a little bit more concerned about Justin Fields than Russell Wilson. To be honest, I know it sounds crazy. But Justin Fields, you saw what he did to us last year. I know it's last year, different regime, different defense, different personnel, and all that stuff. But yeah, wow. Paolo Banchero has 37 points. But yeah, I mean, I think Justin Fields is kind of the better quarterback at this point for the Steelers, for their identity. I think Justin Fields is the better quarterback, and we're going to see tonight. I think Russell Wilson will have a good game just because the Steelers are not good. That's the only reason why. I mean, I'm sorry, because the Giants are not good. I think the Steelers should handle the Giants. It's going to be a little bit closer than what we think, but I think the Steelers will ultimately handle the Giants and take care of business for sure. I do want to take this one pick. I'm going to take George Pickens over receiving yards. I gotta lock that in real quick because Deonte Banks has been struggling this year. He's been getting cooked for sure. So. But I think we should. I think the Steelers game is going to be a toss-up. It is, but I think we should win that game. I really think we're going to come out on top against the Steelers. Let me turn this game on real quick. I'm going to go for like 10 minutes. I do want to get some more comments just to soak in the W and just soak in the miracle. But I'm going to turn on this Giants game real quick too and watch it. I know you guys are going to watch it as well. So I'm going to lock in and watch it. Oh, damn. I logged into the wrong freaking account. But let me see here. So the Giants got the Steelers have the ball right now. All right. Dean Pape said thoughts on the corner who taunted the crowd before being the one who took the ball and caused the touchdown. Yeah, I talked about Tyreek Stevenson. I gotta send him an early Christmas gift. Seriously, I gotta thank him for that. That was just the dumbest. I mean, the silliest thing. That was Shaqtin' a fool for him to talk trash like that. I mean, that's just hilarious. That is hilarious on his part. And I'm just soaking that in. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. He was talking trash. And not only did he talk trash and leave the play, and his coach said, Matt Eberflus said they're going to talk about it. They're going to show it on film, and they're going to talk about it. So Matt Eberflus didn't cut him any slack at all, which he should not. He should not. He really shouldn't. Tyreek Stevenson she's the donkey of the day. Shaqtin' a fool, but once again, I thank Tyreek Stevenson for tipping the pass back Send my guy Noah Brown. Shout out to Tyree Stevenson for the foolishness and for taunting fans. And that's what he got. That's what we're talking about. The football gods and karma came through. Football gods and karma came through. So yeah, Najee Harris just ran up the gut for about 4 yards. I think it's going to be a long day for the Giants. They can't stop the run. The Giants can't stop the run. We saw what B-Rob did to them last game. I think Najee Harris is going to do the same thing tonight against the Giants defense. They cannot stop the run. They struggle to stop the run. They're banged up. Andrew Thomas is done for the season. Kayvon Thibodeau is on injury reserve. They're just banged up at this point. Tyler Biadasz is going to dominate against Dexter Lawrence. Tyler Biadasz, man, he dominates Dexter Lawrence. He really does. He dominates Dexter Lawrence. So the Giants game is a game that we really should take care of business. Robbie Ray says Washington won that turnover battle 1-0. That was a big part of it too. We won the turnover battle, and we know that the Steelers have thrived. I mean, it's not the Steelers. The Bears have thrived off of turnovers. They thrived off of turnovers for sure. Andrew Hooper said he looked really good. Russell Wilson did look good last week. He did, but like I said before he threw that nice pass to George Pickens, before Russell Wilson got cooking, like he was really struggling. He really was. He was struggling the whole game before that. He was struggling the whole game. And if George Pickens didn't make a Houdini crazy catch, like, yeah, look at Najee Harris. Like, he's going to have a good game. And Brian Robinson is going to have a good game against the Giants on Sunday as well. But, yes, I respect Russell Wilson, but then I don't at the same time. I just think Russell Wilson is washed. I really don't think he's the same guy that he was. I feel like he's like another Donovan McNabb after Donovan McNabb left the Eagles. That's the way I look at Russell Wilson. I really do. I think he's become really Hollywood and you know, with Sierra and whatnot, which is fine. But I think, you know, I think we'll take care of business against Russell Wilson. Bruce Van. So Brandon Coleman has a concussion, and they're going to update his status later on this week. That's what they're going to do. So we'll see if he plays. If not, we got to see what's going on with Cornelius Lucas too. So I am concerned about the left tackle position. Trent Scott had a couple false starts, so we're down to our third string left tackle at this point. And Andrew Wiley left the game a couple times, so it is concerning. It is concerning, guys. It is. I think they're going to sign a left tackle maybe tomorrow. I got to see if DJ Humphries is available. I think DJ Humphries actually just got signed. David Bakhtiari, he may be available too, so we'll see. But I think DJ Humphries actually he either got signed. He's actually still a free agent, and I don't know if he's 100% healthy yet. But DJ Humphries is somebody to take a look at if we really do need to sign a left tackle, because we don't know. Cornelius Lucas left in a walking boot. He did not return to the game, and then also, like I said, Brandon Coleman has been out with a concussion. So who knows when he's going to be back and be ready to come back. So you look at this, the Giants can't stop the run. That's what we got to do. Just run the ball, finish drives. If you guys are watching the Giants and Steelers game right now, the Steelers are just marching down the field, and we got to take notes on that. That's what we got to do on Sunday. Just run the ball, and just, you know, put our foot on their necks. And when we smell blood, go for the kill on the Giants coming up. Let's see here. Gabrielle Guvera says, "Happy Victory Monday." I can't stop watching the clip of Jaden Daniels' Hail Mary. Probably watched it over 100. I watched it so many times today too. This morning I woke up and watched it. I watched it over and over and over again. I couldn't stop watching it either, guys. I couldn't. I woke up and started watching it. I watched all the fan reactions. I watched Bear fans collapse and start crying and going crazy. I watched every type of reaction that I could watch, honestly. And it's been fun. I've enjoyed it, guys. This is a moment that you enjoy. It's an emotional high. Like I call it outer body experience. I mean, it's just stuff that you just don't see. Then Russell Wilson threw a touchdown to George Pickens. So that's what we got to watch out for in 2 weeks, guys. That's what we have to watch out for. George Pickens is a good player, and Russell Wilson is they called it back. They called it back with a face mask. But all right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Shout out to Barrett Downey. He says, "Do you see Allen here next year?" I do not, personally, unfortunately. And I like John Allen. I really do. I like John Allen, but I don't see him here next year. I think they really like Johnny Newton. I think they may draft another defensive tackle or sign a defensive tackle for cheaper than what they're paying John Allen. And then I think Adam Peters wants to get some more draft capital. So if Johnny Newton keeps playing the way that he's playing right now and playing really good football, he hit a 90.9 PFF pass rushing grade. He also had 3 quarterback hits, and he really had a sack too, and he had a fumble recovery. So if Johnny Newton keeps it up, I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to trade John Allen for like a 3rd and a 5th or a 4th round pick or something like that, and just take the draft capital and move on. And they got a lot of cap space too, so they can make a lot of moves, man. Like Adam Peters has 9 draft picks and like $100 million in cap space. Something just crazy stuff. Like Adam Peters can go out there and play Madden type. He can make Madden type of moves. And you got a quarterback too on a rookie deal. Like this is huge. This is huge. Adam Peters has so many things he can do. He has so many weapons and so much ammo with as far as salary cap space and draft capital. Like there's so many things Adam Peters can do and pull out his sleeve for sure. I guess I'll do one more comment. Shout out to Robbie Ray. He says the room their defense better be good. They invested a good amount of money in draft picks on their defense. YP, the franchise says now people better call us a real contender. We are, yeah, we're a legit contender. We really are. We're on a legit contender. Come in the room. Yeah, I'm not dwelling on what ifs or anything like that. I'm just enjoying the moment. Let's soak this up, but we got to move on to next week against the Giants for sure. Watch the game tonight and scout and see where we can dominate the Giants on the ground on the run game. We can dominate them on the run like we did last time we played them. This time, of course, touchdowns, not field goals. Finish every drive. Every drive that we get into the Giants territory, finish the drive with a touchdown. Finish the drive with a touchdown. Locked on Law, what's up, man? He said Jaden's own team keeps costing him every week. Big play after big play canceled for dumb penalties. We got to clean it up. So it wasn't a perfect game. We know that. We acknowledge that. Whatever eligible man downfield, they need to practice that over and over and over again. Cliff Kingsbury, the whole offense, they just need to practice it over and over again. What's going on? Because the screen passes are good. Like De'Ami Brown did a good job on that screen pass, on the screen and run, and then Alameda did a good job on the screen and run too. I thought they blocked well, but there's always that one guy who's ineligible down the field. So we got to work on that for next week, guys, or really on Sunday. But as always, guys, Robbie Ray says, wait, Drake may got injured scrambling when he slid. The defender hit him helmet to helmet up. So, that it happens. It happens. It's unfortunate. It really is. It's unfortunate. I hate to see guys get injured. I really do. Jay said, what's happening to Chi-Town? Hey, what did Mr. say? When you see a bear in the woods, help the bear. That's what happened with us, man. We see a bear in the woods, help the bear. That's what happened right there. The Bears. We smoking on them Bears for sure. Smoking on them Bears. We took out the Bears. Chi-Town, O-Block, all that, whatever. We took over Chicago. We really did. We took over Chicago. And all the disrespect, the fake passing charge, the fake analytics that they made, we shut all the Bears fans up. All the Bears fans quiet. They're coping right now. They're crying right now. They're trying to pump up Caleb Williams when he had an awful game, but we know what happened. We shut Caleb Williams down for the most part. And Jaden Daniels was the best quarterback. He was the better quarterback. He was the best quarterback on the field last night for sure. He was the best quarterback on the field. What did Mystical say about that bear? He said, help the bear. If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear. And they needed help. They ain't getting any help. And we took them out. But all right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. As always. So Red House, not Roadhouse, said Forrest was helping the boys up like buck ups. Yeah, I know. It was sportsmanship. It was sportsmanship by Mayo Forbes. It was sportsmanship. Clarence said, when you became a Washington personal man, I've always been a Commanders fan. Always. Yeah, Chicago media is going through it. Yeah, there was a Chicago Bears podcast that was like they need to injure Jaden. They need to hit him in his ribs and all this stuff. They were saying anything. They were saying anything this week. So I'm so happy that they took an L and they can't say anything now. There's nothing they can say. There's nothing they can say. What's up, Aaron from Austin, Texas, man? What's up, man? I know you're near Cowboys land basically, so I know you're talking big trash for sure. But all right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here as always. Let's take care of business game by game. Let's enjoy this moment, bask in it, enjoy it, Enjoy the Hail Mary, enjoy the glory, enjoy taking out the Bears, enjoy having a franchise quarterback, Jake Daniels. And then we just move on to next week against the Giants. Take care of business, put foot on their necks, run the football, give the ball to B-Rob, Eckler, Jeremy McNichols. Don't get too cute with the Giants. We can finish them in the first half. I feel like if we get touchdowns and not field goals against the Giants, instead of playing around with holding, false starts, illegal man downfield, and eligible man downfields, we should put them away and put them to bed. It's going to be a tough game because it's an NFC East game, as always. And Daniel Jones, he wants to turn into a real quarterback against us. So it's going to be a tough game than what I'm saying, of course, with Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, guys like that. But this is a game where I do feel like we can take care of business in their house. I really do. But as always, guys, make sure you guys check out BetUS, Hail to the Commanders. Peace. Yes, sir. I love this win, man. Hail to the Commanders. Peace.